Quilty is brought to you by APQS, handcrafted quilting machines. Aurifil Italian thread, perfectly suited for all your quilting projects. Baby Lock, for the love of sewing. Clothworks, inspiring creativity with art on fabric. Hovels Sewing, when you need to cut it close, choose Hovels. B&B, our fabrics, your lifestyle. Quiltology, the urban quilt space.
Quilty.
Today's episode of Quilty is the second half of the Blocks A Go-Go show that we're doing on the Twinkling Star block. It's gorgeous, and we're going to finish it up today. Come on and join us. One of the things that's so important with this block is to have it up where you can see it. Don't try to do everything on your cutting surface or on your sewing surface, because there's so many half square triangles in this block that they can start getting twisted. Like, you can put them upside down, and all of a sudden, what my mom has always said, oh, you've invented a new quilt block, because it's wrong. I mean, it's not following the pattern. So I really recommend having a design wall. So we've got one of ours up there, and I've got all the components to this block, and I'm going to lay it out, and I'm going to show you how helpful it can be to have a design wall up where you can really have, you can step back, you can see how things are going together. Because as you can see, let's see, I'm going to need, here's my corner unit. Here's my other corner unit. We do this on Love of Quilting a lot. Go up to the design wall and put things together up here, because it's really, really helpful. Because as you can see, it's really easy to which way does it go? You know, it's very hard. And what you would do while you were up at the design wall, you would have your pattern where you could see it, and you would put it together like that. You certainly don't have to do it from memory. I've got this model here, which is really helpful. And I recommend doing a sample block and putting it up there so you have something to follow at all times. This like this. It's really just putting a puzzle together. And if you're a nerd like me, putting a puzzle together is like the best way to spend an afternoon on the planet. Okay. Then we've got this. Doing this. Ding. That. We're almost there. Like that. I've got my extra. Okay, so that's how the block goes together, right? And so without a design wall, you would really, really easily probably do something like that and not realize it. Because it's easy. It looks kind of similar, but it's not actually right. And when you got it in your quilt, you would say, oh no, that was turned, you know? So that is a very good reason to step back from it, make sure everything's right, and then start joining your rows. And you join this row first, this row second, this row third, this row fourth, and then join the two rows together, just like this, okay? And you've got these two rows, join these two rows together, flip this up, do it like that, and then these two together. And I'm actually going to join these together now, just to show you. Luckily, we've done pretty well pressing in opposite directions. This one needs a little bit of help, but when you pin a row, you always pin from the center out, and that is especially important as your rows get longer and longer. But if you center up your two middle seams and pin there first, it's going to really help your accuracy as you go. And there's also the rule I think we've talked about before, sewing with a baggy bottom. I don't know, have I ever said that? Crew, do you guys remember me? No. Okay, sewing with a baggy bottom means that if one of your rows is a little bit longer than the other one, put that on the bottom, because the feed dogs of your machine take up that extra material. They just kind of like eat it up a little bit, just barely, but it's enough to matter. So which bottom is baggier? This is a little bit baggier on the bottom already. I think this one. Yeah. Okay. So I'm set right, because this one is just a little bit a little bit bigger. So I'm going to put that one on the bottom, and the machine's going to eat up that rest of that material pretty easily. And it'll be really accurate. Okay. You could probably put a couple more pins in. It just depends. Just depends. Get it? It depends. Yeah, okay, all right. That's why they pay me the big bucks. I'm kidding. Okay. So here we go. I'm going to join this row, and then I'm going to join the other one. We're just going to finish this block because we have time to do it. I mean, think how impressed your friends would be if you were like, you know, yeah, I'm working on a quilt block. It's got 92 pieces in it. It's no big deal. Do it all the time. I mean, it's pretty impressive. Pretty impressive. And you know, you could do a lot of different things with this block. You could make it all blues. If you really wanted to go with the Twinkling Stars idea, you could make it like black in the background with like yellow stars, white stars. You know, as we've talked about on Quilty, like picking out the colorway, like how you want your quilt to look, you know, with the different colors that you choose. It's like half the fun. All right. I always have this stiletto handy to poke down these little seams that want to stick up. I don't know, I get used to using it, and I seem to always have it in my hand these days. All right. Cut that, take it over to the pressing surface. Set our seam. See, my rows lined up pretty well with that baggy bottom trick. I know it's so weird sounding. Okay. Hello, steam. I'm gonna turn this down. Okay, there we go. Press open. And it's, you know, there's a lot going on this block. There's a lot of pieces, so you got to treat it gently and really be nice to it. Make sure your seam is laying flat on the bottom. You don't want it all twisted up. Give it a press. Remember, we're not none of that. It's just really easy smushing. You're smushing. All right. Take it to the design wall. Look at that. We got one more row to join. I'm going to do it fast. Just going to pin up a little bit. Pin from the center. Here we go. And you know, once you have your assembly line going, really surprisingly fast, this block, honestly. Once you have all your little pieces cut, then it's just easy as that. Raise your needle when you put a new piece in. You want your needle in the up position, okay, before you begin. I'm just going to give this a little bit of a line up here. Okay. We are almost done with this block. It did take a little bit longer. You know, we had to make this block in a couple episodes because it has a lot going on. Oh, and also, here's a really good tip. When you come to a dense seam, like if there's a kind of a thick seam going on, you want to make sure they're pressed in opposite directions, but go slowly. Don't try to zzz over that seam because you can hurt your machine. You can definitely make your patchwork really unhappy. Just take your time, kind of ease it on down the road, right? Push it just a little bit. Your feed dogs move the fabric along, but you also have to help it, okay? So just remember that. Just have patience. You don't have to speed over a thicker seam, okay? Took me a while to learn that, I'll be honest. Okay. I think that we have our block finished. Let's press it one more time and put it up on the design wall. Finished. A heavenly twinkling star block, of course. Oh, it's so nice. That pinwheel is just awesome. I love this. I'm going to finish this quilt. You know, we make a lot of demos for Quilty, and not always do I get to finish the quilts, but I got to finish this one because I just love it. Look at this. Oh, it's so cool. I love it. 92 pieces in that block. So that's Twinkling Stars. You should make one for yourself, and join us on Twitter and Facebook. Keep watching Quilty. We love hearing from you. We'll see you next time. Quilty is brought to you by APQS, handcrafted quilting machines. Aurifil Italian thread, perfectly suited for all your quilting projects. Baby Lock, for the love of sewing. Clothworks, inspiring creativity with art on fabric. Hovels Sewing, when you need to cut it close, choose Hovels. E&B, our fabrics, your lifestyle. Quiltology, the urban quilt space.